Hey everybody, welcome back to Sticky Floor Friday, the internet movie show that doesn't so much go back in time when it hits 88 miles per hour, as it does just gets a speeding ticket. Let's talk about the movies coming out this week. We're going to start with Funny People, the third film from Judd Apatow, or as they're calling it, a directorial effort. They're really pushing this movie as an Apatow movie, Apatow's third movie. It's very Tarantino-like. And a lot of people are confused. They're saying, well, why isn't Adam Sandler's name all over this? Why don't they push Adam Sandler? Well, because this is an Adam Sandler, Punch Drunk Love, Reign Over Me, Spanglish style. So, not intended for 13-year-olds. And the reason why they're probably not promoting it as such is because they looked at the box office for Punch Drunk Love and Spanglish in these movies and said, you know what? People aren't really turning out for serious Sandler. So maybe let's just ride this on Judd Apatow's shoulders and let people be surprised by this. This movie is also being categorized as a dramedy. Dreadful genre title. But hopefully it's more jokes than drama. A lot of times dramedy just means, well, it's not funny enough to be called a comedy, so there's drama. But I don't think you have to worry here. We've got Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, Jason Schwartzman, and a ton of stand-up comedians in this movie. So I think as long as you go in not expecting just a basic premise like Knocked Up or 40-Year-Old Virgin, you'll have some laughs. I think your determination of whether you want to see this movie depends on how you feel about Apatow. He's definitely re-energized comedy and given it a soul, and if you like his previous movies, you should definitely see Funny People. But just be warned, this movie is long. Like Michael Bay long. Like 2 hours and 20 minutes. If you can handle that, check it out. Alright, next up we have Aliens in the Attic. And raise your hand if you've heard of this movie before. Yeah, me either. This is CG aliens taking over. You know what? It's E.T. for the mentally challenged. Finally, if you're in the mood for a horror movie that doesn't involve a little kid, or whatever little kid, there's a movie coming out today called The Collector, and no, sadly, it's not about my friend the Collector.
Hello there!
It's written by the guys who did the Feast movies from Project Greenlight, and they've also written Saw 4, 5, 6, and 7, so you know what movie to expect going into this. Essentially, it's about a guy who robs a house, but then once he gets inside the house, he realizes somebody else is in there, and they've taken the family captive, and then it's up to this guy to figure out if he needs to get out of the place or save the family, but also it turns out it's booby-trapped. So it's kind of like an evil version of Home Alone, where like Joe Pesci gets murdered brutally. So if that sounds like something that you're into, check it out. Alright, let's recap. Laugh at Funny People, keep the aliens in the attic, and collect a ticket to The Collector. Next week we return to 80s nostalgia with a new G.I. Joe movie featuring Dennis Quaid in a beret.
Baseball cards line up that side, but basically everything that you see down here are old starting lineups, Yankees, McFarland, Steelers action figures, some Jack Bauer 24, and the box set of the Justice League.